Hey, so I want to ask everybody a question tonight. Um, do you need to be forgiven? That's kind of a deep question, isn't it? Do you need to be forgiven? Do I need to be forgiven? We all need to ask ourselves that question at some point, in our lives. We've all messed it up. We've all said things, we've all done things, we've all thought things. And when they come out, when they act out, we mess it up. And not only do we mess it up for ourselves, but we mess it up for others. We hurt people's feelings. We take their dignity. We disagree with them and call them names. Right? Pick something that you've done in your past that you can look back on and be like, man, I should never have said that. I should never have done that. And then we want to be forgiven. When we do that, we want to be forgiven. We want to say, hey, God, can you forgive me for this? Because, man, I love you and I want to be with you. And that was a mess up on my part. And I'm going to get it right. I'm going to try to get it right. Please forgive me for what I've done. And then someone sins against us and we, you know what you are, you so-and-so, you dirty, rotten, rascally rabbit, right? And we start venting all that frustration on that person who has sinned against us. And when they come to us and ask for forgiveness, do we grant it? Or do we want to hold on to the anger? Do we want to hold on to that hurt that has been put on us so that we can play the victim? Do we want to hold on to it and carry around that baggage with us because it makes us feel kind of better to know that we have something to hold against someone else, and when it's their turn, we'll teach them a lesson. Peter, who thought he was pretty religious and holy and all that stuff, and he says to Jesus one time, he says, hey, how many times should I forgive my brother who sins against me? 7 times? Because the rules said you got to forgive him 3 times. So Peter's like, okay, time to buy the knot cipher, right? 7, that's a lot. 7 times, Jesus? And Jesus says, here you go. How about 70 times 7 times? Peter can't even do the math. That's a lot. That's a lot of forgiveness. When others sin against us, are we as free to forgive them as we are to ask God to forgive us when we sin? That's a good question. It's one that we all need to take a look at. Because just as God forgives us, he expects us to forgive those who sin against us as well. May God continue to pour out his grace, mercy, and blessings on each and every one of us. Until we get to meet again, amen? Amen.